A learned man who does not make provision to restrain his own passions is like a blind man holding a torch. He guides others, but not himself. How many times have we heard the story of great men who have come to ruin simply because they could not control themselves? Over at the Florida Maquis Patreon channel, we expound on this in the third installment of the Gloves Off videos, where we talk about the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Something that nobody wants to talk about. The light bearer. And his involvement in the destruction of mankind. It's way too sensitive a topic for this particular platform, so I would invite those who aren't so shy, who really want to hear the truth, unvarnished, to join us over the Florida Maquis Patreon channel. It's only $1 per month. We already have 3 videos up just in the last 14 days. And trust me, it'll be worth your time. It's even less than that if you sign up for an entire year. It comes out to something like 80 cents a year. We've partnered with Vimeo to make this happen. Many thought it wouldn't be possible, but this is going to be the future. It doesn't take very much to get rid of the trolls, get rid of the bots, get rid of those who would just come to cause trouble. All you need is a very small paywall. Is it worth it to you? Baphomet has been portrayed greatly like this all around the web historically. 2 words, one written on the right arm, one on the left. Solve coagula. Now, many have misinterpreted it to mean destruction and recreation. To dissolve something, solve, doesn't destroy it. Just like sugar. You put sugar in water. Is the sugar gone? No, it's just dissolved. It's still there. But I'm not going to give away too much for those who've already stepped up over at Patreon and showed that they value the Florida Maquis. At least as much as $1 can express that. See, we have a light bearer that sets out in a bay with 7 heads. A light bearer is somebody that, if you're in a very dark place in your life, like most people have been over the last couple of years, a welcome respite. You will never forget anyone who came to you with a torch in the dark. And that's what's going on. But back to Baphomet. You see, we found something in Antarctica, some of you might remember, a while back, that would give everyone pause. Solvate coagula, solution, and coagulation. Now, this next sentence or two, think clearly about. 2 distinct component elements being brought together, synthesized, into a new substance, and of the heavenly thereby manifesting into the earthly. What would that be a description of? How is a child created? How would you guarantee a child would never be created? Once again, for those of you at Patreon, those of you who've seen the video already, it was posted about 3 hours ago, you know the answer to that question. You also know how 24 logical fallacies and 24 cognitive biases apply. How it's all a matter of the mind. But Florida Maquis, you just mentioned something about Antarctica. I did. I absolutely did. You had had to have been with the Florida Maquis for a while to remember this find. It was a long time ago. But once you see it, I don't know how you unsee it. In 2 separate layers, it is very clear. It is abundantly clear. The ears, the goatee, The nose, the eyes, the shape of the face is unmistakable. You wouldn't see this and think anything other than the face of a goat. I find it interesting that many use the acronym GOAT, greatest of all time, to describe the heroes they worship these days. Whether it was Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan or even Tom Brady. They call them the GOAT. And I think that is apropos. There are a couple other signs that I think bear looking into. How many of you know what a eurypterid is? For those of you who don't, it's basically a long scientific term for an ancient scorpion. They were much, much larger in the past. Where there's there is the remains, the fossilized remains of one clearly on the ice in Antarctica. Now this is, of course, the infamous Mertz-Ninnis Valley that we have spoken of so many times. Let me see if I can take the outline off. You can see clearly the body, the one arm here, the one arm here, two giant pincers. You can even see the remnants of the tail here. It's very clear. One final location. Now, whatever this creature was, it's some kind of a hybrid. Something that perhaps science hasn't discovered yet. Or maybe it's just obscure enough that I haven't found it. It's very clearly laying on the ice and visible to anyone looking. It's the remains of a giant sea creature. You can see the lower jaw here, the upper jaw here, the eye, the neck. You can even see the front flipper. Some cross perhaps between a seal and a turtle. You can see the rest of the body here. Let's do a quick measurement real quick to see how long this is. We'll do it in feet first. It's about 67 feet long. In meters, about 20. A little over 20 meters long. It looks like the skull alone is 3.65 meters, or about 12 feet. The shape's unmistakable. You can't miss it. You absolutely can't miss it. So, there's much to be discovered down here. Some good, and perhaps some not so good. But once again, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's joined us over at Patreon. Everyone who has stepped up and shown that they truly support the channel. And oh, by the way, to leave with, we're still waiting for that La Palma volcano tsunami to come destroy Florida. You see, last August, that's what everyone was talking about. My comment section was inundated. Florida Maquis, how can you live there? A giant tsunami wave is on its way. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And also, about a month ago, I started talking about getting out of cryptocurrencies. I've shown clearly it's a scam. Had anyone listened to me back when I first started talking about this and pulled their money out, they'd be 7% richer. Meaning, if you had $1,000 in Bitcoin and you pulled it out then, I just saved you $70. I just saved you $70. Am I worth $1 now? $1 a month, 80 cents? Well, I hope so. God bless. Like, share, subscribe. Have a great week, and we'll see you guys next time.